few minutes for people to join me. What's up, guys that are coming in? Be sure y'all smash that thumbs up and leave a comment so I know who all's in here. But I just got done with court. Allie Bell. Our guy, what's up, guys? Yeah. Give you a little update. I had court today. I was being accused of having no license and no insurance, which I do have insurance, and registration. And I guess they're saying my tobacco pipe was drug paraphernalia. No drugs, just tobacco. You smoke tobacco with a pipe. Everybody knows I smoke cigarettes. They're saying that's drug paraphernalia. I'm saying it's not. Guess you could say I got a chance to speak to the even though I really didn't get a chance because, when the prosecutor was going to talk to me, he didn't even get down the list to what I was being accused of. And, he just says, you know what, we're just going to set you for trial. You're guilty. I tried to tell the prosecutor, I was like, look, man, I'm just trying to do everything right. We can dismiss this today and be done with it. And, obviously he didn't want to do things that way. He wanted to make it more of a long, drawn-out process. So I guess I'll go to trial then, because I told them I wanted to do everything right, get it done today, get it dismissed, but they didn't want to do that. So we'll go to trial then. That's the only thing I can do. Another thing is after I got done with the court, with the prosecutor, I had to go see the judge, and they gave me some papers. Just tells me what my charges are. It doesn't say exactly why they're saying I did this or any type of evidence. Just here's what you're being charged with. So I plead not guilty, set it for pretrial. Got a pretrial coming up. After the pretrial was set, I talked to the judge for a minute. She didn't really explain anything. So I go to the clerk's desk to get my discovery, and now they're saying I have to pay them to view the discovery. I'm a defendant in the case, representing myself, and they're trying to tell me I have to pay them per minute to view body camera, and I haven't even been found guilty. I don't understand why I'd have to pay just to view what I'm being accused of, but that's what they're saying here today. You know what, before I leave, I want to verify that with the supervisor. Yeah, this is where you go to do the discovery, y'all. I want to speak to a supervisor about that. Are you the supervisor?
Sorry.
Are you the supervisor?
No, sir.
Can I speak to a supervisor? Because I'm a little bit confused because I'm representing myself. I don't understand why I have to pay you guys to view my discovery.
Well, like I showed you the.
Can I speak to a supervisor? Because, we spoke earlier and kind of feel like we're getting nowhere on this. And you said there was a policy, and then what you pointed out was not a policy.
You read it on the.
That doesn't have nothing to do with paying for a discovery.
It has to do with the body cam, which I guess is.
Yeah, but this should be part of my discovery. That's what I'm trying to, because I got a pretrial date.
Okay.
And I got to have all my stuff filed before that pretrial date. And I'm not trying to get somebody who doesn't know what the policy is or is telling me false information.
But I can get my supervisor if you'd like.
Yes, can you get the supervisor? Because I don't understand why I have to pay for my discovery.
Okay.
And probably hundreds of dollars. Just at least 2 officer body cameras. Got Officer Valdovich and they got Officer Mariquin. And 120 million. That could be $300. $300 for body camera. And if you can't pay them, then you don't get a defense, I guess. I don't know. Want to bring me down here and make it as difficult as possible. I understand they're trying to make it as difficult as possible, but I'm not going to sit here and be cheated. Are you a supervisor, miss? What's that?
You had a question, Cody?
Yes, ma'am. I was in court earlier today, and I requested my discovery.
Okay.
They're trying to say I have to pay to view my discovery.
Oh, I don't know when it comes to court, you'll have to, that would be.
She was saying it's part of the policy, and that's why. And what she pointed out on that paper, I got.
Oh, right, for the public information, yeah, because on our part, yes. Now, as for discovery, that's a legal question, you'll have to talk to the court.
Yeah, because she was saying I have to pay you guys to retrieve my discovery.
Because, you know,
Even as a defendant?
It's $10, it's $1 per minute, whatever it is.
So how much do I have to pay to view my discovery?
You would have to view your discovery?
To obtain my discovery, do I have adequate defense? Yeah, because I don't.
You'd have to ask them.
What if you can't afford it? What if you're indigent? They have an indigent form if somebody doesn't want to have to pay $300 or $400 to have adequate defense. When you guys, the reality is y'all brought me down here. There's no victim in my case, and now I got to pay. I believe the discovery costs more than the ticket. Yeah, I'd like an estimate. This ain't right. They're going to define me for discovery. I want the fines waived. Yeah, they shouldn't be charging me to view what I'm being accused of.
That's not my decision, sir. You'll have to go down and ask the court why.
Do you have a copy of that policy and procedure manual where defendants must pay to view a discovery?
I'm sorry,
Do you have a policy and procedure manual on how defendants are supposed to be paying for their discovery? Well, she said it was part of your policy to do that. The lady I spoke with earlier, she's saying that's part of y'all's policy to charge people that are coming to do their discovery.
We'll be happy to send it to the AG.
Send what? My discovery to the AG? I have to get it approved by the AG just to view my discovery? Is that what you're trying to say?
What I'm trying to do is answer your question. Limit me when I told you I am not an attorney.
Yeah, I mean,
not know
he
why
did
they
the report, but,
I can tell you the
the,
forms, and it says right here.
he couldn't see the license.
What does that have to do with Ken Paxton?
And it's Attorney General, you didn't know that, so he just found out,
So he's like so you're saying this guy's made the rules for you?
what
In this court? And you're saying I have to go through the Attorney General just to view my discovery?
No, sir, I did not say that.
Okay, then why was we gonna get?
You're asking me a legal question and I'm not an attorney and I cannot answer that.
I'm just asking about the policy the lady was talking about earlier is all. They said it was part of the policy.
It's part of the Public Information Act, sir, and you're more than welcome to review that online.
Okay, well, that's what I was trying to say. Can I review that policy? That I am legally required to pay to view my discovery?
If you're getting a request through us, yes, sir, you'll have to pay.
Okay.
Okay, can I get the policy for that then, please?
You might need to contact an attorney if you want to.
Ma'am, I'm just asking for the policies all. You said the lady I spoke to earlier said that was part of the policy. I'd like to request the
Yes, part
policy.
of our policy. You fill this out, sir. No worries.
Okay, can I have a copy of that policy,
I'm
please?
not trying to argue.
I'm not, I'm just asking for a copy of the policies all.
Questions and you're going around in a circle.
I've asked the same question, ma'am. It's just a copy of the policies all I'm asking.
And I don't feel like we're getting anywhere. If you want an.
So you don't have a policy?
If you want the policies for public information, you can visit the website.
Okay, could you write it down to where your policy is? You don't have a policy.
We have policies, sir. I'm trying to explain
Okay.
what I just told you to visit the website for Ken Paxton.
I don't know what the website is. I was wanting to request it.
Yes, you Google Ken Paxton and they'll bring it up for you.
Oh, you just Google Ken Paxton for the Hearst Municipal Court policy?
What?
So you're telling me I got to Google search Ken Paxton for the Hearst Municipal Court policy?
Information Act. Now, court, you have to talk to court, sir.
Because I've been to different courts, man. This ain't the only court I've been to.
Sir,
I know this ain't how it works.
sir,
I've been to courts and got body cameras. You don't have a policy, man. Just be honest with me.
I'm calling an officer.
You're calling an officer on me? All right, y'all. They just called the cops on me. They're telling me that's part of the policy. I asked the lady, I was like, look, I'm just asking for the part where that policy is, so you have one. You know, it turns into, oh, I'm just going to call officer on you. I've been, you know, me and my buddy from up in Denton County, we've been to 2 or 3 different courts. Ain't nowhere ever said that you got to pay them. I know for a fact that the way they do tickets in Denton, you don't have to pay them to view your discovery. When we were in the municipal court over in University Park, you don't have to pay to view your discovery. They sent me everything for free. They're over here trying to run up a bunch of fines on me for wanting to have an adequate defense. And they said it's part of their policy. When I asked to see the policy, they didn't have any answers. So I'll wait for the cops to show up, I guess. Here comes one, it looks like. What do you guys think? I got some cops coming up here. Hey, miss, did they call you up here? Yeah, they called a cop back here, it looks like. That's where she went. Like she had a badge and a gun. And you can see here, I don't have any records request for me to do. I was wanting to request the policy on where it specifically states I have to pay them to view my discovery. They said they've called law enforcement on me now. All I wanted to do was a request. She told me to Google search Ken Paxton, like, what's up, Julie? Yeah, do you see that? This is a fraud. I've been to several municipal courts and they've never told people they got to pay them for a discovery. And then they call the cops on me for wanting to request what policy that is, and they don't even have a records request out here for me to fill out. Got a cop right here. Hey, man, they called on me. I'm here. They called on me. Hey, what's going on, guys? I was asking them about doing a records request, and they were trying to tell me I had to pay them to do a discovery. They don't have no records request. I haven't broken any laws. I'm not sure why they called. All I want to do is do a request on this policy where I have to pay them.
You do have to pay to do a records request.
They said they had a policy on that. I asked, can I do a request for the policy? There's no papers out here. She said I was trying to ask her legal questions. Policy for the clerks. So this
We can do the policy.
okay, that's all I asked.
Yeah,
I don't understand
for
this.
For the records request, you will have to make a payment for it. Just making sure you're aware of that.
Even as a defendant, like I haven't
Yeah,
to have adequate. Well, if you can't afford the defense, man.
Anytime you request a record.
Not anytime. There's different, different counties, different municipalities. They don't all require that. Yeah, I've never dealt with these guys.
Okay, I'm just telling you how it is for the first time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do everything right.
I think that my sergeant's getting that policy for you. So
yeah, why'd you guys get called out here? Was it a 911 call?
No.
So she called you guys for what reason?
I don't know.
Was I being accused of committing a crime or something?
No.
I didn't run. I stayed here in the lobby. I don't understand
I think someone saw on the camera, so maybe there's an argument going on. They sent us to see what's going on. That's it. So,
Somebody said they seen an argument going on.
I don't know. They don't tell us who calls. We just showed up and we're trying to help you out. So
That's all I'm saying is, look, I'm just trying to see what I'm being accused of is all.
we're not accusing
And-
you of anything.
No, I'm talking about what the municipal court's accusing me of. I'm not saying you, I'm saying the courts.
Accusing you of either.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I just need to know. She said somebody give me an estimate, which she never did.
Okay.
I'm saying, hey, I spoke to a lady before that. She was claiming that there was a policy, and dude, she pointed out to a paper, and it didn't say nothing about that. I think I'm losing my papers here.
Go in the records room and you can email us.
See, I'm dropping my stuff, man. Hang on. That's all I asked. I don't understand why I gotta have be accosted. Am I detained?
Huh?
Am I detained?
No, you can leave it.
I'm not detained.
No. You're just getting the record right. I don't need-
Yeah, I'm just trying to do everything right, all man. I haven't done anything wrong.
I didn't say you are. I'm just.
That's why I'm even live right now, man. So there's no way. Set this stuff down, man.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I never use foul
Did you
language.
see this or no?
Well, I don't know what the policy is, man. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm a
Okay,
defendant. I mean, I don't know who that's for.
That's for the public. They're pulling the policy up for you now, man.
Because I've never heard of somebody having to pay to see what they're being accused of until I came here. I've been to other courts, and it doesn't work that way everywhere.
Okay. What kind of record are you trying to get, if you don't want me to ask? You don't have to tell
I'm
me.
trying to get body camera footage.
Body cam footage.
Body cam footage and some other things on there.
Okay. Are they working on it in there?
When the lady said she's calling the officer, she walked away. I
You can get.
thought some lady was coming over here.
You said what? I'm sorry.
I said, when she said she's calling law enforcement, I've been live this whole time.
Okay.
She walked away. I walked over here. Like, I wasn't going to run because I don't know what I'm being accused of now.
You're not being accused of anything.
And as you can see, they ain't got no records request out here for people to fill out. So the only way you can get a records request is go through them. You try to do that, what happens? They call the law to come down here. For what reason? To try to intimidate people out of not getting a fair trial.
Okay.
That's the whole purpose of this, is just to try to intimidate me and deter me.
Okay.
All right, this is the form I believe you filled out a little bit ago.
Yes.
Okay, it's not legislative ladies to look up whatever
See,
information.
they didn't even tell me that till now.
I'm telling you, I went back to learn what you need.
Okay.
So they're asking you to fill this out again legibly so they can look up whatever case or incident number that you're looking for.
All right.
Okay?
See, they didn't even tell me that, man. I would have
I'm
been.
explaining it to you.
I don't know, but why wouldn't they do that the first time, man?
I don't
you know,
know. They don't work for me.
I
They work on
understand.
the street.
They work for me because I'm part of the
So-
public.
Fill this out so they can read it and they'll look up whatever information.
The lady even read my email out when I was talking to her earlier. She read it. It's like, hey, is this your email? And I was like, yeah, she read it out right and pretended like she could read it. Now they're saying they can't read it. Come on,
Well, I
man.
can't read that. So I don't know what they said. or
Well, they
didn't
told
say.
me they could read it. Now they're saying they can't.
Anyway, do that for me. Turn that in.
And I asked to do a records request for the policy that I have to pay as a defendant to view my discovery. The lady pointed to something on here that's not even a policy or anything. She says, oh, it's just read this part right here. And it's talking about expedite records.
What policy are you looking
She
for?
pointed to this, man. Then says, oh, well, there's a policy that you have to pay us to view your discovery. I said, okay, well, can I have that policy? I'd like to do a request. She starts saying, oh, I can't give no legal advice. I said, lady, you're the supervisor. This policy, I'm asking the policy as it pertains to this office.
So really, you're agreeing to a redacted form here. That's all. Redacted.
Well, as a
information.
defendant, I don't think I should have a redacted, should I?
Well, that's not up to you. That's up to the law and Ken Paxton's office. So here's what happens. I don't know what you're looking for, but let's say you're looking for X. You
I'm
ask-
saying I shouldn't have to pay fines to
Hold
view
on
my
a
discovery. That's what I'm.
If you're asking for information. You on the same page?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you're asking for information, I don't know
Uh-huh.
what you're doing there. Are you looking at your phone or?
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone. I got you on camera. You're on camera too. Huh?
You're on camera too. Like
I've been
it's no
trying to
big
get
deal.
I've been trying to get y'all's camera footage, and y'all got called out here to keep me from doing that. So
No, we
and
got
so
caught
his
here because
office.
of a disturbance. So
there was never a disturbance.
there is a disturbance. If the ladies are fearful because of the way you're interacting.
There,
this is
dude, I've been
considered-
live this whole time. I've never made any threats.
I'm
Never.
not saying you did.
How's it fearful, man? You guys brought me down here.
If they are fearful, they call us
So they're saying they're scared.
of your behavior, actions, whatever took place.
All I asked was for a copy
So
of the
just listen
policy,
to me. You
man.
gonna listen to me?
Yeah, go
'Cause
ahead,
I'll
man.
explain this to you, clear as a bell. If you're asking for X, whatever X is, put it in writing. They'll give it a look. They'll see what's within policy, what's within law. If there's anything that they're not allowed to give you, they will send it to the city attorney's office. The city attorney will give a ruling. Typically, the ruling is do not release that information, send it to the Attorney General's office for a ruling. That's Ken Paxton. You know who that is?
Yeah, I don't know
Okay,
who he is
Ken
personally,
Paxton.
but I've heard the name.
120 to 160 days before they get their rulings back. That's kind of the running time frame right now.
So I have to wait 100, according to you, and I understand, man, you ain't got a law degree, so you ain't got to fake it. You know, like they're saying I have to have all my stuff filed and ready to go by next month. And I'm a
court.
Yeah, because I was being accused of a traffic ticket.
Then you'll have to use your lawyer. You won't be able to do this yourself. You'll have to get up here.
You don't have to have a lawyer on a traffic. You can represent yourself
Okay.
and
Look,
view a
I'm not a
discovery.
lawyer.
Man.
I'm not even insinuating I'm a lawyer.
You're telling me how it works, though,
I'm
man.
telling
Come
you
on.
how this works, and I do know how that works. I've told
Okay, so you're
exactly how
telling
this
me,
plays out.
so you're telling me people can't get their discovery in an adequate amount of time before it has to be filed for them to go to court?
I'm not a lawyer, and you're not a lawyer, right?
But you're telling me you know how it works, though.
I know how this works.
Okay,
I
and
don't
that's
know
what I'm
how the-
asking you. When you do this
Listen,
process,
let me break this
because I
down.
got the dates, man.
If you got in trouble and there's a county case, we'll say, the county attorney can get anything they want and need for the case without going through discovery. Your lawyer can also ask to request that discovery from the city's attorney's office.
So you're saying a lawyer can view a discovery, but if a person is representing themselves,
I'm not saying anything about that.
will have a
I'm
more
telling you what
difficult
this
time to
process
obtain
is.
that discovery? Because I
I know
mean,
you're
it
going
should
in
be.
circles here.
Well, you said a lawyer could obtain it.
Sure.
So what's the issue with me obtaining it? The
If you went to
same.
law school, you would know, because I haven't been to law school. I
So
don't
you have to
know
go
the
to law
math.
schools. So I have to go to law school. You're saying to get
I'm
the.
saying you need to figure out how you're supposed to legally obtain those documents. I've told you the path for open records.
I've done open records before, man. I've never seen
Then
this.
there's nothing
before.
else we can do for you.
Yeah, well, you guys got called down here when I asked for a records
Right, and
request.
there's no disturbance. I'm trying to facilitate you.
Hey, I agree with that. There was never a disturbance. I'm
So,
asking a question.
Fill out the form, give it to the records clerks. They'll give it to you, or they won't give it to you based on laws, policies, procedures, city attorney, and Ken Paxton's ruling.
Well, what if they start saying, "Oh, well, I'm fearful to take this request"? I mean,
They'll call us back down here. If there's
yeah,
a
because they got
disturbance,
5
we'll take
cops
action.
here.
Is that all we can do for you?
I mean, you guys. I didn't call you
We're
guys.
done.
You called me,
Are we
or you
done?
guys came to me.
Is there
I didn't
anything
call
else
you.
we can do for you.
Like I said, I never called you, man.
Okay, then fill out the form, handle it with records, and then you can be on your way. Okay?
Okay, we need 5 cops in here so I can do a records request. Because
We're done.
what's y'all's names and badge numbers?
Shop is 2193.
Ashmore, 828.
Okay. What time is it?
What time is it?
Yeah, what time is 2:48? I'm gonna do a records request on this 911 call now because they were trying to say I was creating a disturbance. Only thing I asked was the lady, what policy, because they said they had a policy I have to pay to get my discovery.
Yeah, I guess whatever issues or whatever.
They're trying to say, oh, well, I can't give legal advice. I was like, ma'am, one of your workers said that you have a policy for this office that pertains to the fines. I asked the lady, I was like, look, do you guys have a copy of that policy? They tried to say I was creating a disturbance and they were scared just for me doing a request. And I didn't even choose to be here. Hearst Police Department brought me here.
Surprised when people call us for it, so.
It's really hindering me from getting my records at this point.
But you got the sheets, so just do what the sergeant said.
And then they're saying, oh, well, the problem is now is we can't read it, but she read my name and everything perfectly fine earlier. Now they're saying, oh, I can't read it. And if you could you get those officers' names and badge numbers?
You should be able to get it from that record sheet.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, can I get y'all's names and badge numbers for this? Can I get your name and badge numbers? Names and badge numbers, please. McQueenie,
What do you want?
McElwee. I was wanting y'all's names and badge numbers for this because I don't understand what I did wrong and why they're calling.
Record that, McElwee,
Okay.
badge
All
number 609.
right, I appreciate that. And your partners here that were involved in the call?
Officer Ryan and Officer Ecklow.
And I just wanted to, smooth things over. I never tried to create a disturbance here. I was brought here. I was trying to figure out why they're telling me I have to pay to get my discovery. I've been to other courts before
Everything
and
you're
never
doing,
heard
pay
of
for all
this.
your records here.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything like this. I came in, I was live streaming, and I asked the lady her policy. She tells me
I've seen
that,
the fee schedule before based on certain page numbers,
yeah.
like 10 cents, 5 cents, something like that a page.
Her told me on camera that they have a policy that pertains to that for this office. I asked her about the policy, said she doesn't know nothing about it. So, okay, so can I speak to the supervisor? I speak to the supervisor. She tries to say I'm asking her a legal question. I said, no, ma'am, I'm asking the question as from a policy that pertains to this office. She refuses to talk about that policy, so I think she's fine,
If
dude.
you want a copy of that policy, then put that in the open records also and request for that policy.
All right. Yeah, because I don't believe, I think she's lying, man. I don't think I have to pay to view my discovery. You care to get me another one of these, man? Because I only got one. One's for my case.
You want 2 forms?
Yeah, I'd like one for the case and one for that policy that she was talking about. I just want to know if she's being truthful about it or not.
Let me see that other one I gave you. You just hold up the glass.
Yeah, man, I never created a disturbance. I'm live on the internet right now, dude. There's no way they could say I was just creating a disturbance in here. All right, y'all. See how they do things here is, man, this sheet ain't even stable. Fall out. Look here, I got police sitting here circling around me while I'm doing my request. Yeah, you're right about that, Mac. They're all ours. Anybody who's been in here could see. I didn't ask that lady no legal questions. I asked her about the policy that the woman under her was talking about. She calls the cops and apparently tells the cops that she's scared. You're the one who's brought up a policy to where I have to pay all this money, but I'm asking, okay, well, can I see the policy where it says I have to pay that? Now all of a sudden, oh, you're creating a disturbance. And I'm like, you're the ones asking for money. Never used any foul language, never cussed, never called nobody out of their name. I think it was false report, dude. They made a false report about me, man. They made a false report about me, man. You guys arrest people for a false police report? If somebody makes a false report about somebody, they could be arrested. Title 8, Chapter 37, Texas Penal Code, false police report, possibly. Well, they called and they said I was creating a disturbance and I wasn't. I asked them, they called and they said I was creating a disturbance and I wasn't. I asked them specifically the policy that they were talking about and they said I was creating a disturbance and they called 5 cops in here. Hey, Allie, they're all lying. Yeah, that supervisor's lying, liars protecting liars. They're all, got a bunch of people watching right now, man. They're all saying they're lying. We've seen the whole thing happen. I'm glad I was live too to see that. And you guys took me down here for victimless citation. Yeah, I'm recording all this. Every single time I said every single time I come to one of these buildings, they try to arrest me. Dude, how the heck are they scared? They're behind locked doors. I've already went through a metal detector. I'm unarmed. They got this bulletproof glass here to protect them. And they're too scared to even take a records request in this place. They called 5 cops on me, ma'am, for doing trying to do a records request here. Yeah, I don't understand it, y'all. Yeah, you have a right to discovery. They're trying to say I gotta pay them for my discovery. Discovery is probably going to cost more than what the ticket was. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing out. Hey, Allie Bell, you're right. We all witness this. They're too lazy to do their job and they don't even know what they're talking about. And then they say I'm the one creating a disturbance. They're the ones who brought me here in the first place. I didn't want to be here. I tried to tell him I wanted my stuff dismissed earlier. I had all my documents.
Thank you.
I don't understand it. Well, I understand it's all about trying to get money out of people. Lie, cheat, and steal. You all right, ma'am?
No,
What happened?
I walked up here from Motel 6 in North Legend Hills to pay our tickets with 2 busted toes, thanks. Now, I bet I got last night thanks to the dog. And I was needing to call my husband real quick, tell him the tickets have been paid and I'm on my way back. But nobody has a fucking phone.
Oh, for real? I would, but with what's going on with me right now, they've already called the cops on me, lying about me. They're telling the cops that they're scared of me. I don't know what's going on, man. I got to record all this in case something else happens. They got a cop posted up outside too.
Okay, good
Yeah,
luck.
there's some funny stuff going on in here.
Hello.
Our guy, to answer your question on that, he doesn't even want to talk to me. What is today, y'all? The 12th? Appreciate that, Barry. I got him. Write it down now, man. So after all that, then they say, oh, well, the problem is we can't read your writing, after the lady literally reads what I wrote back to me. Now they're saying, oh, well, we can't read it. Then how was you able to read it back to me earlier if you can't read it? That's just how much they lie. I got it all on camera. You're right about that, Mike. You got to pay all this crap. It's one thing to pay if you're found guilty of a crime, but they're trying to find people just for them to show you what they're being accused of now. Yeah, a second, y'all. Let me get my citation. Okay. Yeah, that cop was saying earlier, man, that cop doesn't have a clue what he's talking about at all. Not even. He's probably specifically trying to lie to hinder me getting the evidence used against me. Okay.
You're about Giannis? Giannis? Oh.
Hey, another thing, y'all, whenever they do these citations, they don't even put the address of where it happened at. They just say in the corporate limits with no address.
So what's the
Yeah, I appreciate that, Allie. You're right about that, Mike. And then the cop said, "Oh, it's going to take 160 days," and I was like, "Dude, my freaking pretrial's next month. What am I going to get denied my discovery?" And then they say, "Oh, go ahead and go to trial," and you don't even know what you're being accused of. That's not cheating somebody. I don't know what it is. They're still back there too. Okay, body camera. Body camera. Dash camera. Police reports. Guys. Okay. Initial. Sounds so familiar. What's up, guys? Yeah, we're still here, man. We're doing everything right. These clerks up here, man, I don't understand it. They sit there and lie to you, and you ask them what they're talking about, and they get scared. That's what that cop said. I have to take it up with the city council. That's pretty ridiculous. And then lies of the cops saying I'm creating a disturbance and she's scared and creating a fake scenario just to try to hinder me from getting my discovery. This is actually a common practice here. They do is they'll try to create a fake narrative, a fake disturbance to intimidate you out of the buildings where they can cheat you, which ultimately means that you'll have to pay the fine, even if you're not guilty. It's intimidation tactics they're doing here. What's up? Don't answer questions. Don't participate. Challenge anything. Guys, what was that cop's name earlier? Question that body camera too. This lady right there said about the policy that led to the cops being called. What time is it, y'all? 3 o'clock already, dang. Requesting that body camera from that incident that just happened. God, what was that cop's name? Damn it. Dang it. It's McElwee. That's the name of it. It's McElwee. I just got a few more things to go over here, guys. Thanks for bearing with me, man. Appreciate everybody's in here. Got a couple more things. A couple more things to take care of. Hang on a second, y'all. Paper's filled out. I wonder if they're done responding or what's going on back here, y'all. I got my papers. I wonder if they're going to try to say I'm creating a disturbance again by filing paperwork I'm supposed to. Hey, what happened earlier? Why'd the cops get called?
I'm sorry?
Why'd the cops get called earlier? Don't mind me
Well,
asking.
we felt like they could help answer some more questions for you.
They
but-
told me
Is this all
you
filled
guys were
out?
saying you were scared.
Sorry?
They told me that you guys were saying you were scared back here.
It sounded like we needed somebody to help answer some of your questions, so I hope you
What do
got
you
those
think?
answered.
What do they have to do with being scared though? Because they said that
No
you guys
one's
told the cops that
scared,
y'all.
sir.
That's what the
Can
cops said. I got it on camera. They said y'all told the cops you were scared of
I'm
me.
ready to get your request. Do you have that ready for me? Is that why you rang the bell?
Yeah, I was just
Okay,
wondering
so
why you guys
I
said you
can
were
get that.
scared earlier. But I didn't make no threats or nothing.
Okay.
Was you one of the ones who said you were scared earlier? And
No, I'm not.
I'm just asking what I did to make
scared
y'all scared is all.
at all. Okay, so.
You don't know? You don't know what I did to make anybody scared back here and the cops are lying, I guess?
Sir, I'm trying to help you with your request, so.
That's part of the request I'm
Okay,
making, ma'am.
so
I'm
it's-
trying to figure out what happened.
All of these together, you want me to kind of combine them then to make sure we get everything that you're looking for?
Can you read everything? Because you told me you could read everything earlier
I
when
can
you was
read
reading my
most
email,
of
and then
it.
they said you told us, the cops, you couldn't. So,
When one of the officers was asking, he goes, "Well, this is hard for me to read." I said, "Well, I can read most of it," and I'd asked you about that, so it's fine.
so is the officer saying he couldn't read it?
Well, it was a little bit tough to figure out, but I've got it, so it's all good.
Because the cops said y'all were scared and you couldn't read it and all these other things. And then I'm asking, I was like, what I do to make y'all scared? And
No one's scared. We're good.
well, that's what the cops said.
Okay.
But the cops are lying.
Is there anything else that I can do for you on this? You have everything on?
Yeah, and I asked that lady about the policy you were talking about earlier, because what you pointed to was not a policy.
Okay.
You just pointed to a redacted copy of a,
Well, we have
Records
your
request, ma'am.
information, so we can process stuff, and we'll contact you as soon as we get stuff ready.
can I get a stamped and received copy? You know how to do that?
Sorry?
Do you know how to do a stamped and received copy to show y'all received that? So it doesn't go in the trash?
Well, I'm not gonna put it in the trash.
Okay, well, can you do a stamped and received copy then, please?
Sure, I can do that.
All right, because. So apparently they're saying they were never scared. The cops were saying they called in and said they were scared. Now they're saying they're not. So they could really be arrested for that. It's false police report. And they just admitted that they were not scared and they told at least that's what the police is claiming they did. There's stories all over the place here. You're right about that, Frank. If you call them out on lies, then it's disturbing. Whoever's been in here for the past 20 minutes will see. Yeah, we got a call because they said they were scared. And now they're saying they're not scared. So really don't make sense to me. Well, it makes sense. They're trying to lie to have me arrested, but it is illegal. Yeah, they can do the job. She's back there asking because she doesn't have a clue what she's doing. She's over here asking some lady. She doesn't even know how to do a stamp copy, y'all. She's being paid to do this stuff and don't have a clue what she's doing. She's back there asking, how do I stamp a records request? How do I make a copy of it? Only thing they know how to do is call the cops and say they're scared somebody's doing a records request and probably have that person falsely arrested. That's where our tax dollars go to. Big waste. supervisor right?
Yes.
Okay,
Hey, and you were talking earlier about it.
so I made copies of these for you.
That's been
You
received?
have the copies, and I stamped received and the date on there for you. So,
So earlier you were saying there's a policy, right? You were saying there was a policy?
I think
About-
we've already gone over this.
We haven't actually. So what is the policy? Do you guys have it?
You were asking about.
I requested, yeah.
Autism, and I pointed out how much we charge for you.
And I
So.
requested the policy too that you were referring to.
And you're requesting. some
So
policies.
you don't have a policy that states that defendants have to pay that?
I'm sorry, you're.
So you don't actually have a policy that says defendants have to pay to
I
either discover?
that you're asking for that, so we'll get that for you as well.
Okay, because you couldn't cite it and I asked the supervisor and then that's when the cops were called. Do you have a report number or
I don't
what
know.
time you guys made that 911 call?
For you.
you guys called 911?
No,
Okay, then how'd the cops show up?
sir, I'm trying to do this for you, so I
Mm-hmm.
will go do this, and once I get things processed, I have your email on two of them, on two of the.
What time do you guys call the cops?
And we'll let you know.
What time did you guys call the cops on me?
So, there's your report, or your request.
You know what?
copy Requested.
Was it you
and
that
I've
called the
gotta go
cops?
Take care of this.
Was it you that called the cops or the other lady or somebody
Have a
else?
good day.
You-
We're finished.
We were finished calling the cops or what?
No, we're finished with the request, and I'm gonna go try to process.
All I'm asking is who called the cops so I can, you don't want to answer who called the cops? All right, y'all. Incompetence, yeah. All right, y'all, hang on a second, let me grab these papers. Guess I'm done here. Knock on wood. What a day, what a day. Hang on a second, y'all. I'll be right back. They got that police officer back there still. Let's go. You know what? I'm out of here, man. I ain't gonna stick around listening no more. They're probably back there saying something else, but I ain't gonna give a crap. I didn't do nothing wrong. All right, y'all. So I'm done with them there. What a terrible, terrible service they got in there, man. They won't even tell you. They call the cops on you, tell you they're scared, and now all of a sudden now they're not scared. And you ask them who called the cops, why were they scared? Of course, they can't answer. They say they got policies. Then you ask them what policies they have. They don't know. Lady's sitting there having to ask how to file a record request, but basically her entire job is to do that. Doesn't know what she's doing. Terrible. And yet they want me to pay them more money. They already got, what the heck are we paying you for in the first place? You're getting taxpayer money to work as a clerk and provide public records, then you want more money from us? Shoot. This is Hearst. I'm at Hearst, Texas Municipal Court. This is Hearst, Texas Municipal Court I'm at. We literally pay these people to do records for us. And now they're telling me that I got to pay them to view my discovery. Right here it is. There's a sign right here. They wouldn't say their names, but it was the clerks that are in there. The whole thing was being done to try to create a scene. They were trying to start a scene with me to where they could use it against me later. I didn't do anything wrong. Just Google search Hearst Municipal Court. I ain't got the phone number right now. I can look it up though. Excellence through teamwork. More victimless citations through teamwork. More victimless citations to bring people in here and then lie saying that you're creating disturbance, and then when that doesn't work, oh, I'm just scared is what it is, and that trying anything they can do, man. It's crazy. Didn't cuss, didn't raise my voice, didn't call nobody out of their name. And they even got a city hall over here, y'all. They even got a little city hall over here. Maybe the mayor needs to hear about this. Got another cop right here too. Hang on a second. Here's a sidewalk, I guess. What's this cop over here doing? Yo, I got a $10 super chat, man. I didn't even see who sent it, man. I'm sorry. But whoever sent that $10, I greatly appreciate it. I'm gonna talk to this cop, see what's going on here. Maybe that's the cop I talked to earlier. He's sitting right here. Hey, what's up, man? Hey. Hey, what's up? Hey, man, did you get a call earlier?
Did I what?
Did you guys get a call earlier about some people being scared?
I don't work for Hearst.
Oh, you don't work for, who do you work for,
I
man?
work for HEB ISD. So.
Oh, you're with the school district?
So,
Okay.
But if you walk in,
I did a records request. It was a weird situation because like I was doing a records request and the cops wound up getting called. You know, they were pretty tight-lipped about it because like I had to finish doing my request because now they created a whole other issue. Then they came out and they said they never said they were scared, but they called the cops and said they were. So I'm like, that's a completely false report, man. They made about me, dude.
But if you go in there to the records deal, you can fill out a open records request in there.
Yeah, I did. You got an inmate back there, man? Is there an inmate back there? No? Oh, you're
I'm with the elementary school.
I thought I seen somebody moving around back there. Might be your shadow or something. But yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, I don't understand why they're calling the cops on people up here
I'll just call
saying they're scared.
Call Hearst and see if they can let you know about it.
Yeah, because I'd like to get the 911 call because, you know, like I said, I went back to them again and then they said, oh, well, we're not scared. Well, why'd you tell the police, or why are the police saying that you called, tell them you were? And then you turn around and say you're not. Like, it's a false police report, man.
I have no idea, brother.
But yeah, that was the clerks in there, dude.
Yeah.
Went through a metal detector, went thick glass with locked doors, still scared. Then they ain't nothing more than liars in there, dude. I just don't understand why they got to sit here and make stuff up about me. That's all they do is lie about me. They could honestly be arrested for that. If you're calling police on false pretenses, it's a false police report. Tell cops are not creating a disturbance or not. They got another one going around here too. I'm gonna wait. All right, y'all keep losing connection, but just want to show you this. They got cops out here circling around. You see how they circle around the area I'm at? He's over there running people's license plates is what he's doing, I think. I'm gonna ask him what he's doing. Okay, so there is no, there's no button to go across here. He's circling around here for some reason. He's around here somewhere. I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he went this way. He's posted up over here. Told you. Got him a little speed trap going. I knew it. Oh, he sees me and he moves. You see that? Every time he sees me, he moves. They ain't got nothing better to do besides post up on the side of the road and try to pull people over. That's the whole thing about Hearst. You ain't even got to go very far to see it. How is it keeping anybody safe? Hey man, have you seen police officers circling around this area?
What?
You seen the police officers circling around this area? Because
Yeah.
you have been seeing them?
No, I just got here. I saw one.
Yeah, I just seen them too. There's people over there were lying about me earlier. I said I was up here for court today and I was trying to get my discovery and they trying to tell me you got to pay for your discovery and they said there's a policy. I asked about the policy and then they tell me, then they called the cops and said they were scared and I was creating a disturbance. I got the whole thing on video. And now you got cops circling around everywhere I go. Yeah. Yeah. But then to be so unsafe, they sure do like to circle around wherever I'm at. They won't just let a motherfucker leave in peace. Well, I hope they do. I don't know, but. This is what it's like if y'all film cops, man. I'm not sure this probably don't happen to everybody, but you try to do everything right and they won't let you. There he goes again right there. Yep. Got him again right there, folks. He's still circling around this area. But every time they see me, they move. It's the camera. They want everything to be done secret. They don't want to be on camera. Every time they see me, they drive somewhere else. But they still continue to circle around the area I'm at. Why? Because the lady lied about me and said I was creating a disturbance when I wasn't. So I got to be basically stalked now. I'm allowed to walk. I'm allowed to do records requests. Never once used foul language, never once called anybody out of their name, never once raised my voice. They still said they were scared and I was creating disturbance. And now I'm getting freaking circled around. They might be gone. Hopefully they are. Then you ask them, well, why'd you call and tell the cops you were scared, or why'd the cops get called? They obviously called them, but they wouldn't have showed up. Oh, we didn't call them. I didn't call them. There was nobody scared. Okay, well then why are the cops there? What did I do? Only thing I wanted was a fair trial for a stupid Class C violation. This ain't even a criminal case. It's a Class C violation, and they want to take it to the extreme. I showed up with all the right paperwork, and they didn't even want to look at it. I asked the guy, well, what can I do to do things right? And of course, they don't have an answer. They're like, oh, yeah, you're guilty, you're guilty. I'm supposed to be presumed innocent. And that's for a jury to determine.
sorry about that.
Let's see what the chat's saying. Okay, I see the $10 donation on there. Trill, Spill, Texas. Hey, man, I really appreciate that $10, man. Thank you so much, y'all. Every little bit does matter. Y'all, looks like they may have left. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream. I really just went live to give y'all an update. And then when I went in there and asked about some stuff they were telling me, then, you know, that's when stuff went sideways. So I figured I'd just give y'all an update, let you know how court went today. And if they come back out trying to harass me yet again, then I'll go live again and I'll continue to expose it. I got all my paperwork right. And there's no reason they should be following me, harassing me, none of that. I got everything right. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.